each other, to live in their uncles' homes. Their status would suffer if it did not evaporate altogether. Already Elizabeth was contemplating the possibility of going into service. Becoming a servant to look after another woman's children was not a future Elizabeth had ever wished to contemplate. The practicalities of the situation, however, dictated she must consider it, for the burden their uncles would accept with their support must be lessened. Jane, her elder sister, was considering the same, which broke Elizabeth's heart. A woman as beautiful as Jane should be married. Make some young man happy and provide him with children as beautiful and temperate as she. And now it appeared it would never be. As Elizabeth reached up to wipe a tear from the corner of her eye, the sound of a knock on the door interrupted her reverie. It opened at once. The master of the domain would never more call out his permission to enter again. And her Uncle Gardiner entered the room, followed by Jane, Mary, and Uncle Phillips. A smile, once strained as she knew they all were, lit up his face upon seeing Elizabeth.
"I know not why we searched for you, Lizzie,"
said her uncle, not unkindly.
"I should have known you would be here."
"You have hardly left this room since you discovered Papa, Lizzie," said Jane, joining Elizabeth and brushing the back of her hand against her cheek. Elizabeth leaned into her sister's touch, eager for the comfort it brought. "That is an exaggeration," said Elizabeth, managing a smile for her sister. "But I feel closer to Papa in this room."
"It is understandable," said Uncle Gardiner. "I wish circumstances did not require you to leave it, Lizzie."
"If wishes were horses, beggars would ride," replied Elizabeth. "We all know we must leave. That does not make it any easier."
"No, I dare say it does not,"
said Uncle Gardiner. Elizabeth motioned her relations to the chairs in the room. "And let us speak of practicalities. Something informs me that we must complete this discussion before Mr. Collins arrives."
"I suspect you are correct,"
murmured her uncle. Mr. Gardiner paused and said,
"As you know, there's little enough available for your support. Your father did make some provision for you all before his death, but I am certain you all understand you will not live in the style to which you are accustomed."
"Of course not," murmured three voices. Elizabeth, however, was interested to hear her uncle say as much, for as far as she was aware, her father had saved nothing, left them nothing, other than his wife's dowry. It was one of his failings, much as Elizabeth had loved the man, that he cared little for the estate, and did not rouse himself to do much beyond what was required.
"I see you are curious, Lizzie,"
said Uncle Gardiner, noting her surprise.
"As it happens, my brother contacted me when Liddy was about 5 years of age and asked my advice for certain investments he planned to pursue. It seemed he realized there was little chance of siring a son. The amount he transferred to me was not so much as he might have wanted, for it seems my sister has little head for economizing."
They all shared knowing smiles, more resembling grimaces. For Mrs. Bennet was infamous in the family for demanding the best dresses and fabrics for her daughters, an effort to make them more appealing to gentlemen. It was silly, in Elizabeth's opinion, for more of that money might have gone toward the future. "How much did Papa set aside?" asked Jane.
"Through investments and interest in the principal your father injected," said Mr. Gardiner. "The amount has grown to almost £3,000. Added to your mother's fortune, the amount will be about 8,000.
"That is more than I expected," said Elizabeth.
"Indeed. Your father kept it from your mother, knowing she would not see the benefit of it, and I cannot disagree with him. Regardless, the interest on the entire amount will still be less than £300 a year."
"But a fraction of Longbourn's annual income," murmured Elizabeth.
"That is true,"
said her uncle.